Aries, third party out here, the first card that popped out, you may be dealing with a karmic situation. In just a moment, I'm going to get the top 3 things that people love about you, Aries, but I wanted to just get some oracle messages out here for every sign first, just to give some confirmation or to give some insight about whatever connection you're in before getting into that. So that's the first one that's out here. It feels like Spirit wants you to pay attention to signs and clues here. This was the second card. The universe is talking to you. I just got chills down the middle of my back. So there may be things that feel kind of odd, or behavior that you're paying attention to, that it feels like right now you're noticing things that are kind of pointing you in a direction to ask deeper questions. Beneath the deck, it says tease, and it says the energy is fun and lighthearted but uncertain. So you could be dealing with someone and it's new. You're in a new connection, and maybe you like this person, but it feels like for those of you who are working through that, you have a suspicion that there's someone else in the background. Another thing that's coming through is that there may be a friend that's around, and you're watching the interaction between your person and this other person. It kind of feels like a magnetic kind of flirty kind of vibe with this tease being out here. Beneath tease, I just saw this. It says you are worthy. Your worth doesn't depend on the other person. And so this feels like I'm speaking to someone who might be dealing with someone, and you have been attached to this person for a while. And if you find that you're wanting to close down the relationship or go in a different direction, or someone's trying to invite you to be the third person already in something, and you're feeling like, I don't know, I feel like I'm worth more than this. This feels like Spirit is trying to let you know that you are, if that's your thing. Now, for some people, you're down with that. That's something that you're into. And so this information is here for you to make a decision as well. Okay. So Aries, let's get on into the top 3 things that people love about you. There's so much about you, Aries, that people love. Your audaciousness, your courage, being bold. Now that's just my stuff. That's my Shaanism perspective. We're going to let God, angel, spirit guides guide the reading though. Top 3 things for Aries. What is it that people love about Aries, God, angel, spirit guides? Top 3 things, please. Thank you. Okay. And then one more, please. Okay. Oh. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. So we first one out here, we have some Taurus energy. Getting through hard times. You know how to navigate a challenging time. You're not going to get distracted by something that feels uncomfortable with the 5 of Pentacles out here, okay? So again, this is kind of Capricorn, more Taurus kind of energy, and this feels like when it comes to fending for yourself, you know how to get through a challenging time. What also just came through, and this is very specific, is that there's someone who's watching you, who has been probably knowing you for a while, and they've watched you navigate being rejected from family, being rejected maybe from a church or from some type of group, spirit group connection, some type of community. They've watched you go through being put on the outside of something. They've watched you experience some type of rejection, and they've watched you, or they're watching you still pull all of the pieces together and be the beautiful, successful butterfly that you are, right? Being able to transmute all of that, stay the course, stay focused on what you're doing and get through it. That's a very Taurus energy, to be able to hear the naysayers or anybody doubt them and then just say, but watch what I'm going to do. Not because I want to spite you, but because I believe more in what God is putting in my heart and mind to do than what you think I can or can't do. So this definitely feels like that energy. Someone is admiring you for that. Getting more chills down the middle of my back. Very powerful and very specific. Now we also have the 9 of Wands here, and it popped out reversed. So the 9 of Wands is being able to stand tall in the face of adversity. Almost broken, but not quite. It's going to take more than that, baby, kind of energy, right? In reverse, though, as it relates to love, this feels like someone recognizes you as someone who's wise enough, smart enough not to be too trusting too soon. Okay? You have your guards, you have your boundaries, but someone is respecting that because maybe, again, if this is the same storyline for you, they've seen you go through enough and they kind of respect it and recognize that it's going to be an important value and virtue to be very careful with who you let into this guarded fence, this fence that has been made by experience, in which these are the wands here. So Aries, someone loves that about you, is that you definitely know how to have boundaries for yourself. And when it comes to a connection, when we see people who know how to have boundaries, that can make us feel more confident in the connection, because we know that you're not for the community. If it's hard for me to get to know you and get into your life, I know that this is a boundary that you set with anyone. So when it comes to loyalty, the chances of you respecting that or having that as a value are higher, because you definitely do not let anyone into your gates. And then we have Judgment out here, the card with the people, right? I hope I don't get flagged for all of, the people being in their rawness. Judgment is very Scorpio card, transformation at any single moment, in time. If it's time for you to address something, change something around, go into a new direction for your higher spirit calling, for your truth, for your personal growth, you don't mind doing it, you're certainly going to do that, okay? Now, it was in reverse. Okay, so what this says to me, Aries, is that when it comes to you, you do not let anybody tell you who you're going to be. When it comes to waking up to the call, you make sure at whatever cost is required that when you hear a spirit call for you, when it comes to a decision that you need to make for the unfoldment of your spirit, you make sure that you know that it's absolutely for you, okay? You don't need any other voice in the back of your mind. You're not going to take someone else's opinion. It's a very confident energy that, okay, so if I'm going to do this, it absolutely has to make sense to me and me only. It's like, Aries, you recognize that if I'm well, if I'm strong, if my spirit is in alignment on this earth plane, then we all can eat. So you kind of understand that in order for me to love on you in a connection, in order for me to raise these beautiful babies, if you have children, you recognize that the priority is for you to be able to certainly trust your spirit first. Aries, that is what I have for you. I'm wishing you luck out there. I love you. Stay the course. Stay strong. You are capable. You are worthy. I hope I get to see you next week in another 4 Paths Healing Tarot message. Take care. Bye.